What's going on, Falcons fans? Logan here. Welcome back to Rise Up Rundown, and if you're new here, welcome. And I hope you like how dressed up I am because I have a family dinner later on. The Falcons shared an Instagram post very recently, and it's about Matt Ryan and his thoughts on what he wants to get done this year, and that obviously is champs. This post is spreading around the league a little more than you think, so I thought I'd share my thoughts on this and if the Falcons will become Super Bowl champs this year. Here's the rundown.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this, I thought, duh, of course he'll say that. He's not gonna answer any question like, nah, it won't happen. We have a good roster, but it's not this year. Of course he's gonna let the media know he wants his team to be the champs. But there's a difference between listening to honest players and players that just say things to sugarcoat what they actually think. And to me, Matt Ryan is an honest player. He always has been. I think the best example is when he gets asked questions about that Super Bowl loss, which I've already had enough of. He always answers honestly, like, it's still there with me, but I'm getting through it. And I think that's the truth, because in 2017, a year after the loss, he did terrible. And then the very next year, he killed it. Could you argue that it's because Steve Sarkisian was new to the role? Maybe, but I don't know. I think part of it is also on Matt Ryan. So I think Matt Ryan is usually honest with the media, and his answer here where he says he wants to be the champs is no different. I truly, genuinely believe he actually wants to get this done instead of just say this to keep his job. And it's not that hard to believe if he's made a Super Bowl in the first place. But now people will ask, can he actually get this done? Well, the first thing you gotta know is if you seriously look at it as he's the only way we can get this done, no. Obviously, that won't happen. We can't just win with only Matt Ryan. What you should really view it as should be, can he and his team get this done? Yes, absolutely. But hold on, let's not overhype this. We still have a very tough schedule to get past. We gotta play the Saints twice, the Panthers twice, and they could be good because Cam is back. And the Bucks could maybe be good because of Bruce Arians and Ndamukong Suh. We gotta play them twice. Then you gotta play teams like the Vikings, the Eagles, the Colts. You guys know I'm high on counting the Cardinals as a surprise team, the Rams, the Seahawks, the 49ers. It's a tough schedule, and there's no easy win. Besides maybe the Jags, but we'll see. But even with us being tied for the 7th hardest schedule in the league, there's plenty of optimism for the Atlanta Falcons to win the Super Bowl this year. And reason number one, let's get this out of the way. I don't think that Super Bowl loss gets to them anymore. And even if it does, it doesn't really affect them that much. Going back to what I said earlier, Matt Ryan played so much better after his disappointing 2017 season, even if he had to work with an injured roster. He decided, nope, I will not let this Super Bowl loss get to me, nor will I let an injured roster get to me, nor will I let a terrible offensive coordinator in Steve Sarkisian get to me. I want to ball out. And, well, that's exactly what he did. So Matt Ryan is fine, and that's the number one thing we needed, is to make sure our quarterback is over it. And it looks like we got it. I promise you, if our QB is fine, then honestly our whole team is fine. Panthers, after their Super Bowl loss, did not have that. Cam was bummed out, and that's why they went 6-10, which that felt good because I hate the Panthers. So if Matt Ryan is fine and wants to win it all, then the whole team wants to do the same. It feels so good to have a QB that leads by example, and he does a phenomenal job doing so. And another thing is that their rival, the Saints, just suffered 2 terrible losses. So you would think that maybe hypes the team up this year. It hypes me up. Reason number 2. We have the roster to do it. That's not a shocker. We have Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Mohamed Sanu, Calvin Ridley, Devontae Freeman's coming back healthy, an improved O-line, Deion Jones, Keanu Neal, and Ricardo Allen are coming back, Grady Jarrett, DeMonte KZ, Desmond Trufant played well in minicamp to all the doubters. I mean, you get the idea. But it's not just the players, it's even the coaches. Dan Quinn, who proved he's a great head coach because he made a Super Bowl year 2 of his head coaching career here in Atlanta, he'll even play the role as defensive coordinator for the Falcons. And, isn't he the defensive coordinator that won the Seahawks their first title with a 43-8 victory over a historical Peyton Manning-led Broncos offense? Isn't he the one that can develop great players like he did with the Legion of Boom? I'd say he's a great coach to work with on defense. Oh, and then we have a familiar face we've worked with before, Dirk Cutter. He'll step in as offensive coordinator for this year. He's worked with Matt Ryan before, and yes, our offense was still great. We ranked in the top 8 in the league with him usually, but it's not just that. If he was able to make Jameis Winston and the Bucs do well on offense and make Chris Godwin stay on my fantasy team for a little while, that kind of shows how smart this coach is. I can't wait to see what he can do with an even more talented offensive roster. Like, no offense to the Bucs, but we are more talented on offense. And reason number 3, this reason, you might not take this seriously, it seems kind of unbelievable, but it seems to usually be true at the same time. Teams with the hardest schedule actually kind of end up being the better teams in the league. Look at all these teams in 2015 that made the playoffs. The Steelers had a hard schedule, Bengals won the AFC North even with a hard schedule, Seahawks made it, Cardinals made it, Broncos won the Super Bowl. And then this is what gets to me the most. In 2016, right? Falcons had basically the hardest schedule entering the 2016 season, and they made the Super Bowl. That kind of says something about this team, doesn't it? And the Seahawks made it, the Patriots won the Super Bowl. 2017 maybe is the only exception, but last year, 2018, the Saints made it, Seahawks made it, Rams made the Super Bowl, Bears made it. I mean, you get the idea. I know that sounds so silly, but it seriously could help our chances. And the Falcons are tied for the 7th hardest schedule this year. We have a good enough roster to beat most of our teams anyway, so it's not a whole lot to freak out about. So overall, Matt Ryan truly does want to win the Super Bowl this year, and he's going to lead his team by example, which is great. It might be a tough schedule, but our quarterback has proven he won't let anything get in his way. We have the roster to win it, and the chemistry as well. Let's just hope that when Matt Ryan says the Falcons will be champs, he's telling the truth.
But that's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But other than that, whether you agree or not, please make sure to smash that like button, blow up the comment section, and definitely hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any weekly content. There's new episodes every Tuesday and Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern, and I will see you guys this coming Tuesday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Rise up.